What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, for y'all, we're going to be looking at 20 most embarrassing moments in the NFL. Let's get it. So, appreciate Rebound Football for putting this video together. Let's go.
Allergies are relentless. A stroll in the park? Unbearable. A playdate with
The NFL is full of embarrassing moments, like losing a touchdown because you tripped, slipping up on an easy kick, or celebrating way too early. These are the most embarrassing moments in NFL history. And at number 20, pay attention to this fan, because he's about to embarrass an NFL security guard. Oh, man got his ankles broken. Even the players were laughing. And at number 19, Mark Sanchez had the most embarrassing fumble in NFL history.
You're going to bust the play here, and then Sanchez gets hit, the ball is loose, and it's alive.
I have never seen this before in my life. Watch this. He's going to fumble the football.
Bro got hit by a dump truck. But Ronald Darby was hating at number 18, because when he was a rookie, his teammates tied him to a goalpost so they could humiliate him.
Hey, we'll be back in like 10, 15 minutes, right?
That is not how you want to start your career. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Like at number 17, when Daniel Jones had a wide open touchdown. But as he was running down the field, this happened.
And he is gone, trying to stay upright, and he trips. Absolutely all alone, and he trips.
Did this man just get tackled by Casper the Ghost? That's spooky. But number 16 is gonna haunt Quay Walker forever, because he got ejected from a game and started crying. See, after a player got hurt, a medical staffer ran onto the field, and when the staffer slightly moved Quay out of the way, Quay decided to assault them.
Hit him in the head.
Oh, he pushed a member of the athletic training staff. That's ridiculous. Wow.
But the crazy thing is, he's done this twice, because after a play against the Bills, he shoved one of their coaches for no good reason. So of course, he was ejected, and immediately after, he was caught crying.
Well, in this drive, Quay Walker up the tunnel. He knows the emotion got the worst of him.
The fact, that's just evil. The fact that they played sad music over that. No, it's a Green Bay Packer, bro. They gotta be caught lacking, bro, so much times. Let's continue. Bruh.
You can't cry after throwing the first punch. That is just embarrassing.
Real.
But look, sometimes it's coaches that end up looking stupid. Cause at number 15, a coach embarrassed himself by trying to end a player's career. See, during a game between the Jets and Dolphins, Nolan Carroll was running down the field when Jets assistant coach, Sal Alosi, stuck his knee out and tripped him.
As he's running out, he was almost tripped by Jet strength and conditioning coach Sal Alosi. Stuck his knee out there. Clearly, more on that coming up in a minute.
I bet you that.
Man, a coach interfering with the game is already embarrassing enough, but trying to hurt a player too. It's no wonder the dude got fired immediately after. And fire Mike Gillislee too, cause at number 14, the man forgot how to play football. See, during a game against the Jets, Mike was supposed to receive the kick, but when the ball ended up landing in the end zone, he did nothing. He just stood there and looked at it. So the Jets scored the easiest touchdown ever.
Goes to get it. Now Gillislee tracks it down in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Yeah. What are the Bills doing?
Dog, did his controller disconnect? The hell's going on? It's like the man just lagged out. But the Bengals were glitching at number 13, cause they celebrated way too early. See, in an overtime game against the Packers, the Bengals were one field goal away from winning, and when Evan McPherson kicked it, he thought he hit a game winner, so he started celebrating, only to realize he actually missed.
Now let's take a look. Keep an eye on the flag up top, Jonathan.
It hits the flag. McPherson thought he made it.
Right. He started to celebrate.
That is no good, my friend. No good.
Man really thought he won it all. And so did Matt Hasselbeck at number 12, because he had the most embarrassing trash talk moment of all time. See, during a playoff game, the Seahawks were headed to overtime, and after winning the coin flip, Matt decided to talk some trash.
What do you call? I'd like to call heads. Heads is called.
Look at him, he's laughing.
Heads! Seattle has won the toss. We won the ball, we're going to score. Turn around.
Oh, boy.
Now, after saying something cocky like that to your opponent,
We won the ball, we're going to score.
you can just imagine how this might go. Cause about 4 minutes later, he threw a terrible pass and got his team eliminated.
They're coming. The pass is picked up. Intercepted. Back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance. Touchdown, Al Harris.
Yeah, that's why you talk trash after the game. But anyways, number 11, we gotta mention a play so embarrassing, it ruined the Seahawks. See, in 2015, the Seahawks were in Super Bowl 49, and with 25 seconds left, it was looking amazing. They were only down 4, and had the ball on the 1-yard line. So statistically speaking, they had an 85% chance of scoring. But not only that, Seattle had Marshawn Lynch, the best running back in the entire league. So all they had to do was run the ball. That's it. Just run the ball. But instead, they threw the game away.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal. Malcolm Butler, who almost made the phenomenal play that wound up in Percy's arms. There are flags on the field for a celebration. Amazing.
Because of this play, the Seahawks were never the same. Their coach got destroyed by the media, their players lost confidence, and they haven't been back to the Super Bowl since. But look, we've hit the top 10. So these moments aren't just embarrassing, they're straight up humiliating. And we gotta mention the time that the Minnesota Vikings were caught doing something so embarrassing, it got them arrested. See, in the middle of the 2005 season, the Vikings had a week off from any games, and while most teams spend that time recovering, resting, and getting ready for the next game, the Vikings had a different plan for their week off. See, they rented these 2 gigantic houseboats and invited every woman they could find for a 24-hour rager, and they knew it was gonna be crazy. So before entering, everyone had to sign an NDA. But as the night went on, all hell broke loose, cause players started breaking into people's houses and urinating on their lawns. Eventually though, the police showed up and shut the whole thing down, arresting 4 players, including Dante Culpepper. So despite all the contracts that were signed, media ended up finding out what happened, and the next day embarrassed the hell out of the Vikings, cause they exposed that all of the women on the boat were paid to be there. You know, like friendly women that get hired. And as soon as the owner found out, he lost his damn mind.
The first day back, we had a team meeting where Ziggy Wilf, the owner, called a team meeting.
And he's literally almost got tears coming from his eyes. And he rips us a new, like all of us, like to the point where his lip is shaking. It's only like 2 or 3 guys in there that just know they scot-free, like Chris Cluey, because they wasn't there.
He gets up in front of everyone and just starts dressing guys down. And, you know, and rightfully so, this reflected really badly on him.
The scolding went on for like 45 minutes. It's like your mom, when you really didn't push her to the brink, he just kept coming and he just wouldn't stop to the point he was repeating himself, but you knew he meant everything that was coming out of his mouth.
Wait, hold on, wait a second. They're sleeping with women, acting like savages, and they're...
Bruh.
This game,
hey, if y'all subscribe,
you're not ready for it.
Ad-free YouTube, bruh, and then y'all don't understand.
all the wrong reasons by blowing the biggest lead in Super Bowl history.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
Ended up winning a Super Bowl.
Actually sitting in the kitchen.
Mississippi Mud. Are some real idiots in number 9, because they made the most embarrassing trade in NFL history. See, in 1991, the Falcons drafted Brett Favre, a future NFL legend. But the coach, Jerry Glanville, hated the pick, because he thought the kid was too immature for his team. So he tormented Brett every single day, nicknaming him Mississippi Mud, mocking him about his playtime, and even saying it would take a plane crash to put him in a game.
Mississippi, you're not going to play tonight?
Let me, I will.
I tell you what, we got to have 2 plane wrecks and 4 quarterbacks go down and you're it.
But the coach wasn't done there, because after convincing the front office, he managed to get Brett traded.
Actually sitting in the kitchen that day, we were eating boiled crawfish and drinking beer. I got 2 phone calls. One was just telling me, you know, you've been traded, and the next phone call was from Ron Wolf.
Ron Wolf traded a first-round draft pick to bring him to Green Bay.
This ended up becoming the most embarrassing trade in NFL history, because on Green Bay, Brett ended up winning a Super Bowl, becoming the all-time leader in passing touchdowns at the time, and winning 3 MVPs. Meanwhile, the Falcons haven't won shit. But look, Favre messed up big time in number 8, because he humiliated himself by showing the world his pigskin. See, when Brett Favre was on the Jets in 2008, life was perfect. He was a star player and was married with a beautiful family, but after the Jets hired a new employee, Favre forgot how to act. This is Jen Sturger, a former model turned reporter, and when Favre set his eyes on her, he just had to have her. So he had a Jets employee get Jen's number for him, and immediately started blowing up her phone by sending her creepy voicemails, calling her dozens of times in a row when she wouldn't answer, and even asking her to come to his hotel room.
Jen, just got done with practice. I'm going back to the hotel and just chill. So, send me a text, because I'll be in the building for a couple hours. Love to have you come over tonight.
Now, up to this point, Jen had never even met Favre, so she just ignored all of his messages. Till
never mind.
Suddenly, Favre took things way too far, because out of nowhere, he started sending her nudes, including videos of him doing some nasty.
Whoa. Let's just. But I don't know what right there.
We've never met. There was no relationship. There was no affair. Everyone out there has this perception that I'm a homewrecker and I'm a gold digger. I'm none of those things. I've never met Brett Favre.
But because the league took so long to investigate the matter, Favre didn't want to cooperate or hand over his phone, so all they could do was fine him $50,000. Yeah, he got off easy. But Billy Cundiff had it rough, because in number 7, he missed the easiest field goal of his life, and it cost his team a Super Bowl. See, during the 2012 playoffs, the Ravens were down 3 with 15 seconds left, 1 kick away from making it to the Super Bowl. So, Billy lined up for an easy 32-yard field goal, a kick that he should be able to do in his sleep. But then, this happened.
In the fourth quarter on field goals, 32 yards to tie it. And the kick, look out! It's no good!
Yeah, that kick was 32 yards off. And the most embarrassing part is the Ravens ended up dropping Billy immediately after. I kind of feel bad for him, but I feel even worse for Jets fans in number 6, because we gotta mention the most embarrassing loss in NFL history. See, in 2016, the Cleveland Browns sucked. And I mean really sucked, because they lost their first 14 games and ended the season with a record of 1-15. But going into the 2017 season, somehow things got even worse, because the team ended up losing every single game. That is 0-16. So at this point, nobody wanted to be the team that finally lost to the Browns. But on September 20th, 2018, the Jets made history for all the wrong reasons, when with 20 seconds left in the game, they threw the worst pass possible.
Your signal like it did now. On 2nd down and 12, Darnold airs it out, downfield, pass is picked by Mitchell. Browns are gonna win.
After 635 days, the Browns finally won a game, and the Jets took one of the worst L's of all time. But at least number 5 has a happy ending, because we gotta talk about the time that the owner of the Patriots was involved in a massage parlor scandal. See, in 2019, the Patriots were trying to finish off their season the right way. They were in the playoffs, hoping to get to the Super Bowl. But days before the big game, Patriots owner Robert Kraft was facing a lot of pressure to win. So he decided to go to Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Boston to get a little relief. But there were 2 big problems with that. The massage parlor was getting a little too handsy, if you know what I mean. And there were cameras everywhere. So a few weeks later, on February 22nd, police announced that they had 5 surveillance cameras that caught Kraft red-handed and they'd be charging him on 2 counts of soliciting favors, which immediately ruined his legacy.
Jupiter police say Robert Kraft, he's the owner of the New England Patriots, paid a prostitute for sex.
Yes, sir. He is one of the individuals.
He is.
That would be Mr. Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots?
Yes, sir.
And what is he being charged with?
He's being charged with the same offenses as the others, and that is soliciting another to commit prostitution.
Alright, you know what, never mind. That's not a happy ending. And neither was number 4. See, when you're a rookie, it's usually okay to make some mistakes. I mean, teams are usually understanding, but one rookie made such an embarrassing play, it ended his career. See, in 2010, the Giants needed to beat the Eagles to secure a spot in the playoffs, and with 10 seconds left, the game was tied. So the Giants had no choice but to punt the ball out of bounds and force the game to go into overtime to try and win there. That's when the Giants called in rookie Matt Dodge to punt it. But somehow, he made the worst play possible by kicking the ball straight into DeSean Jackson's hands.
Waits. And it's a line drive kick. Jackson bobbles it and now has to try and recover. DeSean Jackson gets a block! Are you kidding? DeSean Jackson still not in, and now in for the touchdown, no flags. Unbelievable.
Man, that coach was fuming, and we never saw Matt Dodge after that, because he was cut from the Giants and never played in the NFL again. But look, dog, we're in the top 3 now, so things are getting straight up shameful. And we gotta talk about how the NFL embarrassed itself so hard, they almost lost all their fans. See, to become an official NFL ref, you gotta
just you, building your app on Base 44. Describe it.
You gotta have years of experience as a ref in college. You have to pass extensive tests, and you have to go through hours of training by former NFL referees. But in 2012, after the NFL refused to pay the refs a fair salary, they went on strike, telling the league they wouldn't work unless there were some drastic changes. And with the season just a few weeks away, the NFL was left with no choice but to hire a bunch of scrubs off the street with no proper training. I mean, they were hiring high school football refs, middle school basketball refs, police officers. Hell, they even had one guy who was literally a fan. I'm not kidding. They had to pull him before the start of the game after finding out he was just some Saints fan from Facebook. And well, this went about as horribly as you could imagine, because the refs were out there blowing calls and messing up the rules, even making decisions that completely ruined games. But after 3 straight weeks of embarrassing themselves, and with the pressure from fans, the NFL finally cracked and made a deal with their refs by giving them a fair salary and better benefits. Now, there's a moment that was not only embarrassing, but it cost the team millions. See, in 2007, every single team had their eyes on one guy, a 6'6", 240-pound quarterback named Jamarcus Russell. And this dude was a beast. In college, he won the Manning Award, was named SEC First Team, and had some of the most ridiculous arm strength we had ever seen. But unfortunately for everyone else, it was the Oakland Raiders who had the #1 pick. So they scooped his ass up immediately, picking him over guys like Adrian Peterson, Calvin Johnson, and even Marshawn Lynch. And they gave this man the world, signing Jamarcus to a 6-year, $61 million contract. But when it came time to play, Jamarcus was trash. He couldn't pass the ball, he was getting sacked like crazy, and going into his 3rd year, he became unplayable because he came into training camp at 305 pounds. But what's even worse is that he didn't even care. He wasn't working hard during practice or workouts. I mean, he was even lying about studying film, to the point where his coaches sent him blank tapes to catch him lying. And after playing only 31 games, Jamarcus had thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. So eventually, the Raiders had enough and cut his ass, making him the worst quarterback and #1 pick of all time. And the entire world is still clowning this man to this day.
I am a person that believes in second chances. I think America is the land of second chances, except for when it comes to this dude, Mr. Jabba the Hutt, you fat, slovenly, no good, lazy.
No, come on,
that's
a little strong.
And listen,
you know, if he spent
look at the necklaces.
If he spent as much time in the film room as he did at the jewelry store, he'd be a much better quarterback.
That's unbelievable how much jewelry he's got on.
I kind of feel bad for him. They made that man a disgrace. But there's still one more embarrassing moment that we gotta talk about, because the Falcons hold the most embarrassing record in NFL history. See, during Super Bowl 51, the Falcons were destroying the Patriots 28-3, and with only 17 minutes left in the game, it was looking like the Falcons were gonna be Super Bowl champions. But all of a sudden, the Falcons' defense completely collapsed, giving up 25 straight points and sending the game into overtime. And just 4 minutes into OT, the Falcons made history for all the wrong reasons by blowing the biggest lead in Super Bowl history.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his fifth! What a comeback!
Falcons made history for all the wrong reasons by blowing the biggest lead in Super Bowl history.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
What is this guy's uniform? Why is it that color? That's weird, bruh.
Brady has his fifth! What a comeback!
What kind of shit is this? Patriots. Motherfuckers came back, girl.
Yeah, it doesn't get more embarrassing than that. But have you heard about this football player that made it to NFL tryouts with half a...
That's his next video. Alright, guys. So, this is it for today's video. Let me know if I should continue to do these types of videos reacting. I personally like them because they're quick and easy. Just have to relax and chill. Let me know if I should continue doing that. And hope y'all have a amazing day. And as always, peace.